Okay, now, how is the brain and how actually IEMT works? I want you to imagine your brain as a library, okay? Where we got all the knowledge that we have been gathering throughout our lives, okay? In that library, okay, we have a part of our memories that they are conscious, okay? And a part of our memories that are stored unconsciously, okay? Which are stored in our subconscious mind. Then we got the hypothalamus and we got the amygdala. Yeah? And in that example that I am telling you to imagine that your brain is a library, the hippocampus is going to be the librarian. Yeah? And the amygdala is going to be the library user. In a normal event, like right now that you are looking and watching this video, you are relaxed, you are not stressed, natural exchange is happening in that library. The amygdala, which is the library user, it bring a book, in this case is a video about what is IEMT. Yeah? The hippocampus, which is the librarian, it says, okay, this book is about IEMT and how the brain works. I know what is that self. And it goes to your brain, to the subconscious mind, and find the shelf that is about psychology, brain working, therapy, and I say, oh, you put a stamp on it, and you put it in the right shelf with the memories that and the knowledge that you have as today about this field. But what does happen when we are facing a situation in which we are stressed and we are threatened? Okay, in that situation, we got the same people, which is the hippocampus, which is the librarian, and the amygdala, which is the service user. And one thing that I want you to notice is that the amygdala is a tiny part of the brain, but is able to work 500% to his capacity. What does it mean? It means during a stressful situation, the amygdala is able to gather all the information that it can and is able to perform to the best of its ability. But what happened with the hippocampus if we put these two in a table, we will see the amygdala starts low and then it goes up, and it reaches 500% working. But if you see the hippocampus is the way that the hippocampus works is like a curve. It starts low and then it go up and it reach, to the highest of productivity and then it goes down. I want you to see the hippocampus and the amygdala as two people at work. There is some people at work that under stress, they are able to perform at the best of their ability and they are like, yeah, give me more, I love it. Whereas some people like me, you arrive during the day, you need to have a coffee, then you need to wake up, then around 10, 11, you say, okay, now I can do some work. And then 2, 12 to 2, 3 p.m. you are working amazing. And then you go, you have your lunch. Oh my goodness, you feel so sleepy and you are thinking, I have 3, 4 hours ahead and I cannot do anything anymore. So that will be the amygdala and the hippocampus. Their performance is quite different. One starts low, but the more work you do to the amygdala, the more able is, the more his capability to perform. Whereas the hippocampus is like a curve. At first, in a stressful situation, it's like trying to find out what is going on. You get a point where it's able to reach and gather as much information, but at some point it stops working. Now, coming back to that stressful situation, yeah? And thinking in the example where your brain is a library in a stressful situation, the amygdala, which is the service user, it goes, with 100 books. where it's trying to gather all the information that what is happening, because the role of the amygdala is to trying to protect you from danger. Okay, so it wants to gather all the information possible throughout the brain. It wants to gather, the noises, the smell, what people is wearing, what are we talking about. So it's not just one book, it's 100 of books, and it goes, to the librarian, which is the hippocampus, and he say, look, I got all these books about this stressful situation, and the librarian is trying to read all this book, to put all the stamps, but at some point, in that example that Isaac say, hold on a minute, and the amygdala, it brings another 100 books, because it wants you to know whether you need to punch someone's face, you need to run away, you need to freeze. You want to gather as more information as it can to keep you safe. So it's bringing books, bringing books, bringing books. Is able to bring many, 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 many books to the library of your brain, because it was, as we say, to 500% to his capacity. But the hippocampus is like, hold on a minute, you are overloading me. And at some point, the hippocampus in a stressful situation is unable to process all these books. And they stay in there. So pretty much in a stressful situation, what that happens is everything is a mess. There is so much information that we have been unable to process. So with IEMT, what are we going to do together? We are going to go through all those books that they have been sitting in the hippocampus, because the hippocampus was unable to process those events because of the link to strong emotions. And we are going to go one by one. We are going to be opening those books. We are going to see what those books are about. And we are going to go through the whole library of your brain to put a stamp on it and to put it in the right place. And we are going to be doing that by moving your eyes together. So what I want you to know is that what are we gonna be doing when I'm using that analogy of opening those books and reading what those books are about and putting them in the right shelf? What are we doing is processing negative emotion or memories or limiting beliefs that you have learned at some point of your life, and because of the link or the intensity or the severity of the event, you were unable to process.